Welcome back to Epicenter Garage. Today is a very good day because, well, first of all, I got out of bed and any day you wake up and you can open your eyes and breathe fresh air is a fantastic day. So, you can't take that for granted, literally waking up in the morning. What am I talking about? Anyway, today's a really good day because I got my maintenance done on my mower, which I'm kind of hiding out from my wife because she's expecting me to I just got the mower maintenance done and she's expecting me to go out there and start mowing. And I really don't want to do that because it is such a nice day out. And better is the fact that you guys might have remembered in the previous episode, I picked up some 15x7 and 15x8 polished or brushed aluminum Fuchs wheels. Well, I got the tires mounted. I just got back from Walmart this morning, got those things mounted, and they look fantastic. And yes, I know you guys are probably like, Walmart, getting your tires mounted at Walmart? Yes, actually a couple guys and gals down at Walmart, they do a fantastic job mounting and balancing tires for me. They take great care of me. So yes, Walmart, they did a fantastic job on this set of wheels, and I've got them sitting right over there. But first, I've got to get this stinking mower out of here as quietly as I possibly can because she thinks I'm still over here doing maintenance on it. So we're going to kind of do a little swap-a-roo. We're going to move some cars out of here in the main shop and bring that 72 out, get that puppy up on the lift because I cannot wait to see what these wheels and tires look like on this car. Well, I didn't end up pushing it out. I went ahead and started it. So hopefully I don't get a phone call here. Wow, well, I heard the mower start. Why aren't you mowing right now? Yeah, this video might be pretty short. Okay, so let's go in the other section of the shop and pull this 911 out and get these wheels mounted on the car. But first, as we're walking back to it, let me give you a little backstory on this 911. So I bought this car off of eBay, probably 20 years ago. Yeah, it's probably been that long. Time goes by too fast. Anyway, I bought this car. I don't remember exactly when, but I do remember it was in the winter time, and I bought it without telling my wife. And that went much better than I ever thought it would, because it's one of those things, I don't know about you guys, but you get on Bring a Trailer now, it's kind of superseded eBay a little bit, but you get on there and you start bidding, and especially eBay back in the day, you might throw a bid in there, and well, in this case, I threw a bid in. It was like, it was under $10,000. It was like $9,800 when I didn't even have $9,800. So I don't know what the heck I was doing, but threw a bid on it, and sure enough, I won. And then I was like, oh crap, I just bought that car. And then I was like, oh crap, now I gotta tell my wife that I just bought a 1972 911X, Porsche driving instructor's car that's been on the track. It's got no air conditioner, it's got no heater, and those are the things that are kind of important, at least to her anyway. So, but she loves cars and she loves me, and she knows that, I don't always make the best decisions. But, in this case, I think long term I did, because this car, I've enjoyed this car, and I don't really know how much she's driven this car, but she might now, because now it is a better running and driving and absolutely looks much better than it did. But so I drove this car for quite some time, took it on the track, drove it around because it's my very first Porsche, and I just loved it. And I do recall, and then I'll shut up and show you the car, but I do remember it was in December and it was raining and snowing out. It was more like sleet. The delivery driver, it was coming from Maine, and he was running late because the weather was so poor. And as soon as he pulled it off the truck, oh my gosh, because I hadn't even heard it. It was a time when, eBay, I think you might have had videos, but there was no video of this car running, so I literally gambled. That's probably the reason why I bought it for $9,800 or right around there. But he pulled it off the truck, and oh my gosh, I fell in love immediately. Just the sound, because it had headers on it, has a 3-liter engine in it, and lightweight. And I jumped in that car, and I had never driven an early 911 ever before. So I jumped in this car, took care of the delivery guy, and I was gonna head home. I started heading home, and then one thing led to another, and it's like 1, 2 in the morning. I'm still out driving this car on slick roads, having the time of my life, freezing my butt off because it has no heater and it is freezing outside. But that moment is just ingrained in my brain, and it's something I'll never forget. But I did run out of gas because it did not have a working gas gauge at the time. And what do you do when it was at nighttime and I could barely even see the gauges because they were so dimly lit. Yeah. That was the night I picked up my very first 911. And here it is, back from a pretty much, I don't want to say it wasn't a nut and bolt restoration, but a pretty thorough refreshing of the entire car. The engine, the body, it had a little bit of rust in certain areas. That's all been taken care of. And of course, fresh paint and fresh suspension. And oh man, I can't even think of all the other things that is. Oh, and of course the interior, because this car had no interior. It had a roll cage, had 2 really nasty, the nastiest race seats you've ever seen that looked like they came out of a derby car, and new steering wheel, new dash, you name it, it's had it. But I'm sorry, I probably should have pulled it out before I actually started this video, but once again, these videos are kind of like you guys are a neighbor stopping by to talk cars, so that's the way these videos are gonna be. So, but let's go ahead and get this thing out, get it out this garage door, into the other garage door, and oh man, let's get these wheels on it. Every time I start this car, oh man, it just puts a smile on my face. Oh man. Of course, it has a battery disconnect. I get too excited. I just get too excited. Oh, let's connect the battery, shall we? Okay, let's try this again, because I think it should start now. We'll see. Come on, old girl. Little pumps here. Oh. There you go. Got too excited. Yeah. Oh man. I'm telling you, with those new wheels, those polished wheels, these wheels don't look too bad on it, but with those polished wheels, it's gonna look fantastic. It has a little popping noise. I need to finagle on the carbs just a little bit, but it runs like a scalded cat though. Oh, this thing flat gets up and hauls the mail. All right. Enough's enough. Let's get this thing out of here. Okay, so here are the wheels and the tires that we are mounting today. I cannot wait because the polished look right here, the brush finish is gonna look so much better with the chrome, and especially on the front of this car, because there's some lights in the front. I'll show you guys here in a second. But right now, what we do have, the rims are the exact same size. So on the car right now, we have 15 by 8s on the rear and 15 by 7s on the front, but the tires are a 225/50 ZR on the rear, and I want to say maybe a 205/55 ZR on the front, where these more of a vintage tread pattern, a vintage size. They've got that fat sidewall on them, which I absolutely love, and that's what this car is begging for. But these are a 215/60 VRs, and then on the front we've got a 185/70 VR, which I know seems really skinny, especially mounting a 185 on a 7-inch rim. You might think that's kind of iffy, but it turned out fantastic. So we've got these 215s on the rear and 185s on the front, but I got to quit talking because I've got to get these suckers mounted. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing jacked up. And on 911s, I always like to use 2x4s or probably an 8-inch or 9-inch length of 2x4s to be able to put under the pinch welds down here, because if you just use a regular jack and just put about that much area right on those pinch welds, 911s, I always see 911s and the pinch welds are always bent over, and that really bugs the heck out of me. So I always use blocks of wood like this. We're gonna line that up and slowly go up. And yes, I mean, normally I would put this thing up on the lift, but I don't want to move cars out of the way, and I'm getting too anxious. So actually, you know what? I kind of screwed up here. Let me get a little pressure on that, and that way we can actually break some of these bolts loose. Break the nuts loose here anyway. Spinning the tire there. Break them loose here. Come on now. I got to lower it down just a little bit more. Come on now. There we go. All right. Oh, holy cow, that one was on there pretty darn good. Oh, there we go. And the good thing is I have not heard from my wife, so she knows what's going on. She knows I'm over here screwing around like I always do, so. Okay, that's why I love her so much, because she puts up with a lot of my crap, and that's okay. She knew what she got into, oh my gosh, 25 years ago, right? If you're married to somebody and they love cars, now she doesn't like cars as much as I do. She can only take so much. We'll go on road trips. Now my son, now that's when it gets really interesting, because my son, who is 13, that knows more about cars than I do, and we're going to go over a project that he's working on over there in a future episode. But we'll go on a road trip and we'll talk cars nonstop. And after about, an hour of talking cars, Kristen, my wife, will say, guys, really? There's more to life than cars, which, I know there is, but I don't know if there's anything as exciting as cars, because look what we're doing here. We're mounting brand new wheels on this thing, and man, there's not much that gets better than this. Now, I did buy some new center caps, because when I bought these wheels off of Bring a Trailer, they didn't have any center caps, so I picked some up. Now, they don't sell, at least I couldn't find any that were polished or matched, so what I did is I bought some silver ones, and then I literally sanded all the paint off and then brushed them down and sanded them and then used some steel wool on them, so they're pretty darn close. Okay, here guys, here we go. We're gonna see if we made the right call here. Put these on. All right. Oh man, this is exciting. I wish I was standing a little bit further back so I could see, because just on cars, you know how wheels can make a car, make or break a car. They really can. And not to say that this car didn't look proper with the black centers. This is really gonna do the trick, I think anyway. And now I'm looking at these nuts. I could have painted those, or at least clean them up a little bit, but that's okay. This car is gonna get driven so much. I really haven't got a chance to go out and drive it much, because it does need a little bit of sorting. I've got a squeak on the steering wheel that's happening. I've got a few other little issues here and there, but that's to be expected when a car goes through the whole process of being pretty much lightly restored. There's always going to be little things. I think my backup lights are not coming on. I do have a front headlight issue. It's really dim, so I'm not going to be able to, I haven't been able to drive it at night. So we've got to go through and fix a few things, but it is getting, and that's part of the fun, isn't it though? I mean, for real, that's, now we're gonna set this down just a little bit, just to get some pressure on there, and then we will set this. And man, that's really pretty much already on the money. All right, here we go. Okay, crossing over. There we go. Bottom, boom. And we're gonna set it down a little bit lower. Oh guys, these taller tires, you know, the height right here is really gonna look so much better. Now, many of you, oh yeah, it's gonna look great. Here we go. Drop that, oh, look at that. Oh man, that's what this car needed. It was just missing. It was like 9/10 there, and now it's really getting me excited. All right, let's do the rear. Okay, once again, we're gonna leave it down on the ground so I can break these loose. Oh man, tell you what. Oh, I'm getting older, and I'm waiting for my old man strength to come on, and it just hasn't yet. Whew. Okay, almost got it. There we go. That should do it. All right, now let's jack this up right under. Let's see here. Well, all right, there we go. Right under the sway bar mount. Right there. Here we go. Up we go. Up we go. Now, here we go. Okay. Now we can, hopefully I got those loosened up. Yep, here we go. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am a sucker for the proper size wheels and tires on various vintage Porsches. Now I know there's some really cool 911 builds out there, and they'll take an old 911 like a 72 or an 80s 911 and they'll mount 18-inch, you know, modern wheels on it. That doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. They're cool, don't get me wrong, but I just can't do it. I grew up watching, you know, well, I did not necessarily, I was kind of young even in the 70s, but I think I was in, you know, second grade or something in the 80s anyway, and you still saw the old racing 911s and, you know, the old 934s. Of course, those were in the 70s, but you had the 15-inch wheels on there, and eventually they went to 16s, like the 934s ran in the IMSA on the 16-inch BBS wheels, but even the old RSRs, like 73 RSRs, they just, you know, they ran those 15-inch, those fat tires, and man, just anything 18 inches on weak cars like this just doesn't do it for me. Holy cow, I should have brought my impact to take these things off, but usually those things would just spin right off, but goodness gracious. This video is going to be 30 minutes long, just watching me swap two wheels over. We ain't got time for that crap. Goodness gracious. Okay. Nothing like seeing somebody take nuts off by hand, right? Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I would watch this video. All right, now we're gonna take that off and wheel over. Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh man, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to go up a little taller, higher, because this is a taller wheel. Tire, okay guys, here we go. Lift it on there. Oh, I can already tell this car is getting happy. This car is getting happy. Okay, oh, goodness gracious, dropping my lugs. Lug nuts, okay. All right, guys, well, I really probably should have used my impact on this, so we'll do a little video magic, and I'll be back in just a second. Not that the front wasn't fun to watch drop down, but the back, oh, with the flared fenders, this is gonna be great. I can just feel it. Oh, look at that. And then once we'll roll it forward and let it settle down a little bit. Now it's in gear, but oh, the combination of the polish with the chrome and the trim and the rear taillight bezels. This is what it needed, bad. Well, there you have it, you guys. At least one side of this car. So I haven't done the other side yet, but I will. But as you can see, the back end sitting a little high. That's simply because I'm not able to roll it back and forth. And actually, I'm going to end up taking it for a drive, and that should settle the back. But my inkling tells me no matter what, I'm still going to need to be able to lower the back end just a little bit. Now the front is sitting, I think, just right. I'm not going to need to touch the front, but the back, yes, I'm going to need to lower the back. My gut feeling tells me I'm going to need to lower the back. But before this turns into an hour-long video, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm dead serious when I say I really appreciate you guys watching. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe, because I'll do another video here very soon on this car. We'll actually take it out for a drive, and I'll get a chance to show you the interior and go through this car and everything that was done. But once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.